How did land ownership patterns affect economic inequality in the South? Have you ever wondered how land ownership shaped the economic landscape of the South during and after the American Civil War? The answer lies in the concentration of land among a small group of wealthy plantation owners. Before the war, these landowners controlled vast estates that relied heavily on enslaved labor to grow cash crops like cotton. This system created a stark economic divide between the wealthy elite and the majority of the population, which included small landowners and many poor, landless whites. The wealthy planters formed a powerful social and economic class. They shaped policies that protected their interests, reinforcing economic inequality in the region. When the Civil War broke out, the Union Army took action against Confederate supporters by confiscating their lands. Some of this land was redistributed to formerly enslaved African Americans, aiming to undermine the Southern economy and support freedmen. General Sherman's Special Field Order No. 15 famously promised 40 acres and a mule to freed slaves, particularly in areas like the Sea Islands of South Carolina and Georgia. This was a significant step toward more equitable land ownership. However, after the war, President Andrew Johnson issued an amnesty proclamation. This allowed many former Confederates to reclaim their confiscated lands if they pledged loyalty to the Union. This policy largely reversed the earlier land redistributions, returning property to its pre-war white owners. As a result, many freedmen found themselves without land. The pre-war land ownership patterns and the economic inequalities they created persisted. Freed African Americans, lacking land, often became sharecroppers or tenant farmers. They worked land owned by white landlords under conditions that perpetuated poverty and economic dependence. This continuation of unequal land ownership reinforced economic inequality in the post-war South. Wealthy white landowners maintained control over the most productive land and capital, while freedmen and poor whites struggled with limited access to resources. The Freedmen's Bureau attempted to help African Americans secure land leases and purchases, but these efforts faced significant challenges. Political opposition and legal hurdles often undermined their work. The land ownership patterns established before the Civil War created a rigid economic hierarchy that heavily favored wealthy planters. Although the war and Reconstruction introduced opportunities for land redistribution, these were largely undone by policies favoring the restoration of pre-war landholdings. In the end, economic inequality remained deeply entrenched in the South. Land ownership continued to play a key role in maintaining wealth and power disparities. The legacy of these land ownership patterns shaped the economic landscape for generations to come.